Didn't even get to cross.
Hey, what's up? T1J Lucky 1313 here, bringing to you another monster review. I've gotten a lot of feedback on these monster reviews, and people have seemed to really like them. My Galian monster review video, I think, is up to almost 10,000 views. I'm quite impressed with that and very happy. So I'm going to start doing some more monster reviews. I know you guys love the information that I put out. Again, this is my own information. This is not a fact. It's merely based off opinions and how I feel that this monster should be ruined. So, a complete opinion. It's nothing that's set in gold. You take it, you leave it, you do what you want with it. But let's talk about Chow here. I believe this monster had a buff. I want to say within the last year, and it made a lot of people happy. They changed the skill to. I didn't personally have him, and I cannot remember what his skill did, but all I know is he hits insanely hard. His multipliers are absolutely out of this world crazy, and he's such a fun monster to have. And there's so many different ways you can ruin him. There's so many different ways you can play with him. I love this passive right here. He heals 15% at the end of his turn, procs a couple times, 30 to 45% HP is healed. That fourth proc, you can damn near heal yourself completely without bringing, another sustainable healer. He's a great nuker, has insane multipliers. He reminds me so much of Perna. When that defense breaks hit, it's like, don't drop the soap around him. He will punish you. I'm having a lot of fun with him. I'm still in my early building stage with him. I'm somewhat happy, but I'm not impressed with his skill too. But this is the overall, basically two ways to build him. End game, we're not talking early or mid game. Early game, you can go energy. You want to go your typical nuke setup, a lot of attack, a lot of CR, and as much CD as possible. Early to mid game, you don't really worry about a whole lot of speed. When you start getting into end game, that's when speed becomes a factor in Guild Wars and Arena. But I'm going to go ahead and show you my thoughts on his endgame builds right here. You've got full-on nuker, and then you've got your hybrid nuker right here. Violent Blade. Violent is the main stat. You want him to proc a few times. Unfortunately, in RTA, it's limited, but due to Syntac bringing up a very valid point that the timer starts to go a lot quicker than it used to in Season 1. If you get 2 procs at 30% more attack, you're going to do a whole lot of damage. So you're basically getting a 60% buff because there's 30 more attack, 30 less HP. So, an all-out, right out the gate, hit as hard as you freaking possibly can attack CD attack. No ifs, ands, buts about it. You want a CR at least 70. You do not want to go any lower than 70. If you do, you will basically be wasting that slot for if he misses crit. Even at 82 CR, sometimes he doesn't crit, and it's frustrating. I find that actually Perna crits on opposite elements a lot more times than Chow does, which that goes to say it's like RNG is on top of RNG. But anyways, hybrid nuker now, and I found this to actually work well. And let me edit that right quick. I typed that out wrong, and I do apologize. It is hybrid nuker is of course violent. I like to go with Will to stop that one-shot defense break because he does not have Lakia's passive, and I do enjoy Nemesis because the more chances and the opportunities he gets to go, the more he can heal. Attack CDHP. It's nice to have a 30,000 nuker monster with 180 CR. I mean, excuse me, an 80 to 180 CD with, almost brushing on the plus 1,000 attack. He hits incredibly hard, but at the same time, what's so beautiful about a hybrid nuker is he can take a hit and still dish it out. Nemesis, he takes that hit, it gets him closer, raising his attack bar to actually get another 15% heal and do some more damage and hope for a double or triple proc and basically turn the war completely around, taking out one or two monsters, especially on a defense break. The dude is freaking nasty. I'm going to show you how I use them in Guild War. I'm going to show him how I use them in Arena. I also use them in RTA. I've not perfected him with my teams yet. 177 speed is a little bit too slow for me. I'm trying to boost them subs up to about 95, 200, 210, I'll be very happy. It can happen. You can have 200 viable speed monsters without that slot 2 speed. This is how I went with mine. Slot 1, I've noticed that my substats are CD, CR, attack, and speed on this one, trying to get as much attack as possible because on slot 2 I ran HP. Now, unfortunately, I've got no speed on this, and that is kind of like the bane in the game. Without speed, it's tough to use a monster. It's tough to stay in the battle. It's tough to be able to, compete and contend with your components the higher you climb an arena. But I do like this rune because it's got a whole lot of CR, a whole lot of CD, and it has some attack on there. The accuracy I don't really need. It's great to land a dot or two, but it's not pivotal or vital in the building of him. My slot 3, same thing, speed, CD, CR. Didn't change out the defense because you can't put attack on that rune. Didn't really feel like burning that for an HP because I've got a lot of other monsters that I put HP on violent runes. So I'm happy with this rune. 17 speed, can grind it to 2021, and then I'll start pushing my Chow a lot higher. But you all know violent speeds stones do not drop it. So that goes without saying. But I really like this slot too. It's got HP, attack, CR, and speed. It's got everything I want on this monster. If all of my runes can start looking like that with the combination of CR, CD, HP, and attack, I'm really happy. Slot 5. It's an interesting rune because the attack is the mini sub and that will never go up. So it's like, damn, do I waste my stones on this rune? And I went ahead and did it because it was the best one I have, and I'm pretty happy with this rune. 14 speed, 15 HP, 11, 12. It's not bad. I'm sure there's runes out there that have 20 CD, 18 CR, 23 speed. I mean, but I'm happy with this rune. It's a pretty god tier rune. Unfortunately, I cannot mess with this mini substat. It sucks. Whatever. Slot 6 is beautiful. I've sacrificed on the CR because I picked it up elsewhere. I've got a 22 speed sub, 15% HP on an attack rune, and I've got flat defense and flat attack. I'm going to keep the flat attack. I would like to actually grind that out to 40, 45. That'd be great. Adding more attack to a CR and CD. So I've opted to go out with Violent Nemesis, and unfortunately when you're facing support monsters, it's really not going to trigger the Nemesis. And it can get frustrating at times. You're like, hey, this Jasoon's hitting my Chow 4 or 5 times on a proc, or Ganymede's hitting my Chow, or you know what I'm talking about. And it doesn't proc that Nemesis, and you're like, damn, well, there are times when Nemesis has really saved me to get me an extra, to basically boost him up in the turn order to get that extra turn when he's dying, and then he turns around and procs 4 times, and that's what? 60% HP he just healed of himself. So it's a hit or miss. Some love it, some hate it. I really would like to go Will, but I don't have those subs to compete in this, meta arena. So I've opted out on Nemesis. I like it. I bring him into a lot of tricky defenses, and I'm actually pulling out the wins. And I'll show you how I use them here in a minute. But Violent, like I said, we'll bring this up again. You got Violent, Will, Nemesis, Revenge, Blade, if you can't get the CR up. But remember, 70 CR, no less. Get as much CD as you can. It doesn't matter how little or how high it is, as long as you have 70 CR. Make sure to pay attention to your HP and your attack subs, as well as trying to squeeze out as much speed as possible. Don't worry about your resistance. Don't worry about your accuracy. If you've got the resistance, great. He can withstand the defense break or the stun. But what I do like about him is you cannot block the HP. You cannot block him from being healed. You cannot stop that effect, and I think that's phenomenal. Great monster, hits hard, especially the skill 2. Procs a couple times. He can use skill 2 twice in one turn. You can't beat that, right? So let me show you how I use him. Alright, here we go. Unfortunately, my Chow is runed so well that he doesn't really need any type of buff in Arena for me, the way I use him. Right here, I kind of bring a 2-team tandem right here, Chow and Rakan. I'm going to try to counter that Rakan. Hopefully, my Chow can withstand that Wind Wang. And my idea here is to take out that Praha. He is a lethal Praha killer. I brought him with Raccoony to help keep him cleansed, as well as the 2-team tandem between Raccoony and Bastille does work very well. So let's see what I can do. Let's see what I can pull out. I really, really enjoy using an RTA. Now, the age-old question is Lakia better than Chow, or is Chow better than Lakia? That's a tough question to answer. Lakia, I would say, gains the edge just a little bit because he has that passive that allows him not to get hit, not to take so much damage versus what's coming in. So we're gonna try to one-shot this chat with this Rakan, and we did 44,000 HP. That's pretty solid right there. I'm very happy about that. I've seen Chow do, 65, 70,000 K, but that's on a complete attack build. And look at this. He's able to take 3 hits on a defense break. 3 hits. Rikuni's going to bring him back. All he's got to do is proc 1 or 2 times, and he's back in the battle. Oh, he took a nasty hit there. Come on, Rikuni. And there we go. Rikuni, bring him right back to life. Hopefully we'll get a couple procs here, and we'll be able to sustain him in the battle. There we go. We got one turn, but in turn he's able to heal himself, and I'm very happy with that. And we'll let. Okay, can we get the right? As you notice on offense, Rakan does not do what he's supposed to do. But face of Rakan, you best believe he's going to revenge collapse 7 times in a row. Am I right? All right, he healed himself 15%. That destroy is not going to do a whole lot to me right now. I'm not even nervous. There, still, he hasn't collapsed one single time. I swear to God he's broken. All right, now we're going to let Chow do his thing. All right, Chow, do your thing. Do your thing. Let's take out this Praha. Let's try to do some damage to this Cammy. Bam, 21,000. 21,000 damage. There, we collapsed. Holy shit! First collapse of the goddamn battle. There we go. Come on, Chow. And he's dead, and we basically can set it on play. So that's my that's the team I like to use him in Arena. When I'm using him in Guild War, I like to pair him with a right out the gate defense breaker. I might go Galleon, Chow, and Chloe, or Perna, or Ganymede to reset. I mean, there's so many different combinations that I can use. He hits really hard. You don't have to worry about him being a glass cannon. That hybrid build, I highly, highly, highly recommend that hybrid build. Some even go the tank build like you would Camilla, HP, HP, HP with speed subs. Hit point slot 2, CD slot 4, and hit point slot 6. Tank him out and just let him hit, do a little bit of damage, and basically take a Sierra bomb and keep it moving. Alright, let's show him in a dungeon run here. I run him in D10, I run him in G10. Typically, he hits so damn hard that it's a pleasure using him in D10, especially when he gets to the boss. It's almost comparable to how Theo hits so hard, basically one-shotting the crystals. He's really fun to use. He's actually giving me my best time of 41 seconds. So let's see what he can do. I run him with a few monsters actually. I've done Devolution, Verde Galleon, Chow, and that we actually ran 48 seconds. But Chow gave me the 41-second run, and I think it was this team if I'm not mistaken. Of course, the procs were heavily in my favor. 51,000 there. Galleon Derp's so bad, it's ridiculous. If I can catch that defense break, imagine the damage I would have done right there on a defense break. So let's see what he can do now. And I didn't get the proc. I got the proc last time. Ain't that something? Alright, so that is a D10 time run for me. As I said, my best is 41 seconds. That was on the long side of 107. So let's check him out in a Giants run. Of course, I run him here too. I run a couple combinations here. This one being 3 AoEs, and then I use like to have him hit hard when he hits the boss. What I like so much about Chow, PvP and PvE use. You can use them in TOA. I've even successfully used them in R5. I thought that was pretty neat. He can be used in a beginner B10, mid-game B10, and obviously Endgame V10, and I think my best is 30 seconds. Chow's giving me a 36-second time, but not the actual 30. And I hate Galleon, I swear to you. Look, took that hit, and back to full health. 43,000 hit. So those are my two times that I run with him. My two teams that I run with him. 58 seconds, which is terrible. But those are the two teams that I run with him. Actually, D10 and G10. Build a team around him. Have fun. Test. Mix and match. I think I've tested with the attack C attack. He was doing, I think, 6 to 8,000 more damage, but it wasn't improving my dungeon times. I didn't like that setup in PvP because I didn't have the speed and the HP that I felt comfortable with. So with this HP CD attack build, he's still doing extreme amounts of damage. So many different ways to build him. He's a lot of fun. I highly recommend paying close attention to this video and figuring out where he fits in your team. You want him with a defense breaker. You want him with an attack buffer. It would be double trouble with the Chasun, healing him, keeping him alive. He's such a threat. And if you really want to piss somebody off, sticking him on defense, he's not the best defensive mon, but stick destroy on him, he's definitely going to do some damage. I've been having a lot of fun with him in RTA, like I said, and it's it's refreshing to have a monster that is able to heal himself, keep you in the battle, and at any given moment can strike something down and it just immediately wipe it off the board. And knowing that you don't have to worry about him getting revenged hit and dying immediately, or 30,000 hit points, I could take a Sierra bomb in most cases. So, anyways, that's my Chow review. That's the way I build them. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more.